So I was asked to do like a glamorous, easy look, and that's exactly what I did for you guys today. So I just used very little color, and I used more of a glittery shadow, and then just kept the lips really soft. So if you guys are interested in watching this, stay tuned. So I primed my face with the Hourglass Veil Primer. I also applied a primer on my eyelid. I used Urban Decay Primer Potion. And I did an eye already just to kind of speed things along. So the first thing I did was I took a fluffy brush. This is a 286 by MAC. And I'm taking one of my favorite eyeshadows, and this is Uninterrupted. It's a Pro Longwear eyeshadow by MAC, and it's one of my favorite. So I'm just going to take that, I'm going to apply it into my crease. This is just going to act as a transition color, and it's also going to help define the eye since the colors that we're using are pretty much neutral. And then just build up that color until you're comfortable with the intensity. If you're lighter than me, I would recommend Always Sunny. That's also one of my favorites. I like to mix the two sometimes just to really get this soft blown out eye. Now I'm going to be taking Urban Decay Space Cowboy eyeshadow. I know they have a different name. They're almost like the MAC pressed pigments, and that's what it looks like. It's super sparkly, and I'm going to be using my finger to first lay the color down, and then I'll take a brush just to kind of really chisel out the eye. I like using my finger because it's going to keep the pigment and the glitter from falling. This looks, in the pan, it looks like it's like a taupey brown, but for whatever reason, the glitter just looks like it's silver glitter. If you guys have any of the pressed pigments by MAC, you guys can totally use that and substitute your products. Use whatever you guys have. Okay, now that you've got your color down, I'm just going to take a 239 by MAC. It's just a flat eyeshadow brush, and I'm going to start pressing that pigment and really just creating almost like you're carving out your crease, and it's just going to help really create a really clean eye. A clean eye. That's what I came up with. So now you're going to take your eyeshadow and a fluffy, or not a fluffy brush, a flat brush. I'm using the 239 by MAC. It's one of my favorites. And I'm just going to take the color and really just go around the shape of your eye. You're not going to take this past the crease. You're literally just running it back and forth. And it's just really going to help define your crease and keep that pigment under your lid. I'm going to go back with the fluffy brush and the Uninterrupted, and I'm just going to lightly dust that in the crease again. Now that you have your shadows in place, you can do whatever liner you're comfortable with. You don't have to use a wing liner. I just decided I wanted to wing this out since we are going for a more glamorous eye look. And I'm going to be using the Tarte Multiply liner, and the reason is because whenever you use a glitter, you want to use something that's creamy or really inky, and this pen is super inky, so it just makes it really easy to create that line. So this will be off camera. I'll come back and I'll have my liner on. For my under eye, I'm going to be using MAC's Costa Riche eyeliner. It's one of my favorites. It's just a really beautiful red brown. So before I apply my foundation, I'm going to be applying my concealer, and today I'm going to be using Match Master Concealer in the shade 2. And then I'm just going to run this right under my eye and then bring it down a little bit. I'm not really creating like a V, it's just basically bringing it down a little bit so I can blend and get some of that glitter off my face. Okay, so for my foundation, I'm going to be using my Makeup Forever Velvet Plus, and I wear the color 51, or the shade 51. And I'm just going to take that on a flat foundation brush, and I love this foundation. It's actually I don't want to say it's replacing my Pro Longwear, but it's definitely competition. For my lashes, I'm going to be using the Grandiose Mascara by Lancome, and I'll do my lashes off camera so that you guys don't have to bear through that. For my cheeks, I'm going to be using Makeup Forever Sculpting Duo in the shade 1, and this is a lighter one. I typically wear the 2, but this highlighter is more of a opalescent pinky color, and what I like to do is just take a brush like this, and this is a powder brush by, I don't know who makes this actually, it's just a fluffy brush, and I like to mix the two together and then just apply it directly to my cheeks. So this is literally applying the highlighter and the bronzer where it should be, and then eventually just go in and add more bronzer. I don't know what's up with the lighting. I feel like I look really washed out, and I'm using natural light, which is why I haven't really been filming for you guys, because Chicago weather has sucked. Like seriously, we haven't had much of a summer. We've had almost like a spring. It's been raining a lot. It's like a toss between spring and fall because we've had some chilly days too. It's kind of like, come on now, Shy, I need me a summer. I don't have a tan. I'm gonna go back with that bronzer and then just really add that to my cheek. You can definitely use these. If you're not comfortable with like the glowy cheek, you can totally use you know, your bronzer right on your cheekbone and then use your highlighter right on top of that. I just really like glowy cheeks lately. It just looks really pretty and glowy and healthy. For my blush, I'm going to be using Poised by MAC, and I believe this is a limited edition color. You guys could use something like Warm Soul. Warm Soul probably has a little bit more of a sheen to it. This one is not that obvious, but then again I have glowy cheeks. So under my brow bone, I'm going to be using Hourglass Mineral, or I'm sorry, Ambient Powder in Diffuse. It's the yellow one, and I'm just going to use that under my brow, and that's just really going to help smooth my eye look out. To add to the glowiness of my cheeks, I'm going to be using this Becca, I think it's called like Copper Diamond or something like that, highlighter, bronzer, whatever you want to call it. It's super pigmented, so I literally just dust it and then I apply it over my cheeks, and again, this is going to give me just a little bit more color, and it's also going to give a glow. So again, I'm telling you guys, I'm obsessed with the glowy cheeks. You guys don't have to go to this extreme, but I worked today and mama loves a glowy cheek. For my lips, I'm going to keep it pretty neutral, and well, not really neutral, but just softer. I still want something that's going to give me a little bit more color. But I just want the focus more to be like on the eyes. So I'm going to be using this Dior lip gloss, and the font is literally so small that I can't read it. But this is a really unique product because there's a hole in the center of the applicator, and that's what applies the pigment to your lip. So I'm just going to do a light coating of that and then just kind of have like a stained finish. And that's the finished look, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.